how many times have you found yourself postponing what you could do today? Procrastination is a silent enemy that undermines dreams, destroys ambitions, and leaves a bitter taste of regret. We live in a decadent society that chooses comfort and instant gratification over greatness. But what few people realize is that laziness is not the ultimate enemy. It's merely a symptom of something much deeper, something that can be overcome. Imagine waking up every day with an unbreakable purpose, feeling that every step brings you closer to something extraordinary. The truth is, there is a way to reprogram your mind and transform what seems impossible into tangible achievements. And the best part? You don't need years to see results. With the right knowledge, anything is possible. And the first step can be taken today. And that is exactly what this video will show you. We are going to dive into the teachings of Friedrich Nietzsche, exploring how laziness is just the tip of the iceberg and discovering how the will to power can be the key to overcoming mediocrity. Stay until the end, because what you learn here has the potential to transform your life. Laziness, when seen as something harmless, can be compared to a silent fog that hides the brilliance of extraordinary potential. Friedrich Nietzsche saw this inertia as a direct reflection of a society that prefers shortcuts and quick gratification. Imagine a person spending hours mindlessly scrolling on their phone, immersed in distractions while their talent remains dormant. That seemingly harmless comfort acts as an anchor, keeping individuals trapped in the sea of mediocrity where great dreams are lost in inertia. What Nietzsche proposes is a wake-up call. He saw laziness as a symptom of a decadent culture that avoids effort and therefore limits growth. Think of someone who avoids learning a new skill because it's too difficult. Behind that excuse lies a silent fear of challenge. Here's a practical tip. Choose a small habit to start. Instead of staying in bed, take a 15-minute walk. Instead of consuming empty content, read 5 pages of a book that stimulates your mind, like Nietzsche's The Antichrist or Carol Dweck's Mindset. But the most interesting thing is that this fog of laziness can be lifted. For Nietzsche, understanding laziness as a reflection of cultural decay is the first step in combating it. Reflect. What would your life be like if you abandoned comfort and started moving toward greatness? This is just the beginning. Soon, we'll discover the power that lies in embracing challenge and suffering as paths to transformation. Nietzsche believed that suffering is not a punishment, but a bridge to something greater. Challenges, no matter how uncomfortable, are tools that shape character and strengthen the essence of those who face them. Imagine an Olympic athlete training every day, enduring pain and exhaustion to reach perfection. That same principle applies to everyday life. By facing obstacles with courage, you unlock abilities you didn't even know you had. To start, choose a daily challenge. Finish that task you've been putting off. Take the first step in that project you've always wanted to do. It's fascinating how adversities have the power to reveal who we really are. That frustrating project at work may seem unbearable at first, but when you immerse yourself in it, you discover that the reward is not just the final result. It's the person you become in the process. This is Nietzsche's key concept. Growth does not come from the comfort zone, but from the clash between who you are and who you could be. Books like The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday offer valuable lessons on how to turn difficulties into opportunities for advancement. But this isn't just about personal growth. Suffering, when faced with determination, can inspire others. Think of figures like Nelson Mandela, who endured years of imprisonment and emerged as a global symbol of resilience and leadership. He taught us that suffering can be transformed into a legacy, something much greater than a simple personal victory. And speaking of legacy, what are you willing to face to build yours? This brings us to a key point: how to activate the will to power to overcome mediocrity. For Nietzsche, the will to power is a creative force, almost like an inner fire that drives human beings to transcend their own limits. It is that deep desire for self-improvement that separates those who merely exist from those who truly live. Imagine a writer struggling to finish their book amidst daily distractions. It's not just discipline that motivates them, it's an internal flame, the will to leave their mark on the world. This concept applies to your life. What project, goal, or dream is lying dormant within you, waiting to be reignited? This force doesn't come from nowhere. It is born from the conscious decision to cultivate excellence. Nietzsche believed that by embracing the will to power, we free ourselves from mediocrity and find true fulfillment. A great example of this is Elon Musk, who used his vision to revolutionize multiple industries, facing massive criticism and obstacles. How can you awaken your own will to power? Start by exploring your deepest passions and challenging yourself to go beyond the obvious. The key is understanding that this will is not just blind ambition, but a path to expressing your highest potential. When you feel like you're at your limit, that's where the magic happens. The pursuit of excellence is not easy, but it is the essence of a well-lived life. And speaking of obstacles, there is a major cultural enemy that threatens this drive: nihilism. Nihilism, according to Nietzsche, is a shadow that looms over society, extinguishing the spark of purpose and meaning. It doesn't arrive abruptly, but as a silent apathy that makes us question, what's the point of all this? This mindset leads to conformity and mediocrity, extinguishing extraordinary potential. Nietzsche urges us to fight nihilism by creating purpose. Think of the protagonist in The Pursuit of Happiness, who turns every adversity into fuel for a better future. Nihilism doesn't just drain energy, it perpetuates laziness and inaction. Overcoming it requires cultivating a purpose greater than day-to-day life. Now, the decision is in your hands. Everything we've explored here, the silent danger of laziness, the transformative power of suffering, and the will to power, is a call to action. Ask yourself, will you remain a prisoner of mediocrity, or will you dare to face the challenges that can lead you to greatness? Remember, it's not about changing everything at once, but about taking the first step. If you made it this far, it's because something inside you wants more from life. How about starting right now? Define a meaningful goal and commit to it. If at any moment you doubt yourself or think about giving up, remember, figures like Mandela, Musk, and Marie Curie also faced difficulties. They had no guarantees, but they had courage. And speaking of courage, if this reflection has inspired you, share this message with someone who needs it. Together, we can create an even greater impact. The transformation begins now, and it begins with you.